Hello, this is Meredith, and I'm going to teach you how to use CallFire. CallFire is a predictive dialer. It dials the numbers for you. This is great to use when you have any list that you are calling from. For example, if you are calling from a list of multi-level marketing people, or you're calling from a list of business opportunity seekers, or you're calling from a list of press ones. Press one is when you do a voice broadcast and people press one for more information. The ones who do not leave a message, I refer to as press ones, and I call them even if they didn't leave a message because there might be any number of reasons why they don't leave a message. Maybe they just couldn't that day. This is how you set. So CallFire is great because it will save you. Any predictive dialer for this reason is great because it does the automatic dialing for you, and so you're saving a lot of time on just the dials. Also, you pre-record a voice message, and you can then leave a message by just clicking a button, and while it's leaving the message, you're on to the next call. So it saves an enormous amount of time when you're calling from a list like that. And there are other predictive dialers, and they're all, I'm sure, very good. I happen to like CallFire because I only need one that's very simple. And this one, there is no monthly fee, and it's $3, about $3 an hour for use. I can't tell you exactly, but that's about what it is. Also, although there's no affiliate thing here where, you get anything for referring people, if you tell if you call Fire and say, "Hey, I just referred so and so," if someone signs up and opens an account with them and you refer them, they'll probably give you some free time on the dialer for that. So the first thing you do when you go to CallFire is you go to callfire.com, CALLF as in Frank, IRE.com, and you create an account. Now, I already have an account, obviously, so the first thing you would do would be to click on create an account, which I guess because I was just logged in, let me see here. Let me show you what it actually would look like. Yeah, so here you can sign up for free, okay? But anyway, I'm already in, so I'm going to log in. Now, the first thing, let me tell you that CallFire does a lot of other things. They have broadcasting, they have all sorts of stuff. I don't use any CallFire for anything but the predictive dialer, which is the call center here. But before you go to the call center, the first thing you want to do is go up here and pay for some time on the dialer. Now, I don't know if they still do this. When I first signed up, they would give you 30 free credits, which I guess lasts about 3 hours. I'm not sure. I really don't know how to figure out how much it costs. They do have a thing on here where they tell you specifically, but I just don't pay any attention. Bob Ullman, who taught me how to use this, said it's about $3 an hour, so I trust him. Anyway, so now what you do is if you when you want to add credits, so you've got your cursor over here and you click on add credits. Now it has a bunch of set amounts you can do, like 500 credits for $25, and let me tell you, that lasts a long time. So you could just click on that and pay, or if you want to do a certain custom amount that isn't listed here, you can do that. But I usually just do it in $25 or $50 increments is what I do. So you would click on this, and then it would take you to the next page. And of course, I already have done this before, so I have my payment information all recorded and everything. You don't have to keep your payment information there if you don't want to. It'll give you that choice, but I do. So anyway, so then you pay for that and you take care of that. Now let's go back to the other page. The next thing you want to do before you make any calls, well, what you do is you set up different campaigns. So for example, a campaign is what type of calls you're making at that moment. So like for instance, let's say you've got a bunch of press ones. This is a press one campaign, or it's an MLM, multi-level marketing list campaign, or a BizOp, a business opportunity seeker campaign, or whatever it might be. And so so before you do any campaign, you want to record the voicemail message you're going to leave. And obviously you would have a slightly different voicemail message for each of those. So the first thing you want to do is set up your sounds, at least before you set up a campaign, or after you set up the campaign before you start calling. But I would do it before you set up the campaign, actually. Okay, so you go up here up here and you go to settings. And here you have a bunch of choices and you go to sounds. Now these are 3 that I already have in here that I have pre-recorded for different campaigns. And when you want to record a new one, you go to, and by the way, when you have one here and you want to hear what you did, you can just click here to play it. And it tells you how long it is, which is great. Now, and you can name it. All right, so now you would go here to new sound, and you have different ways of doing that. If you already have one pre-recorded in your computer, which you could do, if you have a way to do that, then you just simply upload it here. Or you can dial in to record, and there's 2 other ways too, but I always do just one of these 2 ways. And it's very self-explanatory. So like if you do this, it's going to tell you call this number, here's the pin, and then it's going to say, you know, start recording at the tone, blah, blah, blah. It's going to give you an option to re-record it and all that kind of stuff. So you would do that. Okay, so now we're ready to create a campaign. So you go to Call Center. And now on Call Center, if you already have a campaign from before, you can just click on maybe one you didn't finish. So I'm going to show you what that would look like. So you go to campaigns, and I have several here that I have started and didn't finish. Well, here's one I did finish. Notice it says 100%. Now I could keep this here, but for me personally, I just delete it once it's 100% called. And so you put your check mark here and you click edit and you click delete. Now, and then confirm. Now notice these say running. That doesn't mean they're actually running. It sort of is their way of saying they're active and they could run if you wanted to. So for example, if I wanted to, I could click on this one right here and it's all set to go. And all I have to do is click join campaign, which I'm going to show you later. But I could do that if I wanted to. But now let's go back to campaigns, just so you know for the future. If you ever see this, you have a campaign that you didn't finish, and you didn't want, and you now wanted to go back to it, and it doesn't say running. I can't remember now what it would say, but all you have to do is click on that and click edit, and it would have a choice here, and you would click start, and then it would say running. That's a very rare thing that you need to have, though. Okay, so now let's click on new campaign, how to set up a campaign. Now, by the way, I strongly urge you to watch my, for those of you who do voice broadcast and are going to be calling, even if you don't call the press ones, but anyone who does a voice broadcast, I strongly urge you to listen, to watch my video recordings at the TFMA site. One says how to get numbers from 800 link. One says transcribe, and then there's 3 that are transcribing and transcribing and recording. All 3 together take less than 30 minutes. I forget how much the transfer from 800 link is, but very important. I think you'll find, even if you don't do everything I say, I think you're going to find a lot of valuable information there that you really should do before you do anything. Now, even if you don't do voice broadcasts, if you are using your 800 link numbers for other types of advertising, you still want to know how to do how to get the numbers out of 800 link and and watch the transcribing and record keeping. So it's really important that you watch those. I really think so. Even if you don't do everything I do, I think you're going to find them very helpful. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to stop this recording and I'm going to do part two. So